In this video, we're going to look at the scaling function of construction calculator. To use this function, we use the two bottom right buttons, the purple buttons, scale to, scale from. And what it does is it allows you to scale any drawing, any scale with just a simple ruler. So let's get started. So what we're going to do today is we're going to demonstrate a scale of 1/16 of an inch equals a foot, which is a pretty common scale we see on drawings. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to change the top display to scale so we can see what we're doing. When we click on this top display or touch on this top display, it cycles between memory, scale, and history. So let's just go ahead and change it to scale. And now let's enter the scale we want to work with. So we want 1/16 of an inch equals a foot. So the first thing we're going to do is enter 1/16 of an inch. So 1, numerator inch, 16th, so 16, denominator inch, and we're going to hit the from scale. And you'll see it entered up here. Don't worry about this value, it's scaling right now, 1/16 to 0. And now we're going to enter 1 foot, so 1 foot, and the scale to button. So we'll just hit CA. When the value shows 0, your scale display is going to show your active scale, so 1/16 to 1 inch. And when you enter value, it's going to show the conversion. So let's enter right now ½ inch, which we expect to be 8 feet, right? So if we measured on our drawing ½ inch, and then we enter ½ inch, it's going to show that that's 8 feet in real life. We can also add a bunch of dimensions. So if we're scaling on the drawing, so say we've got our ruler on the drawing and we measure 4 inches, and then we say we're going around the perimeter of a room, and then we measure 8 inches. We can add it, and then we add another 4 inches, and say another 8 inches. So we just measured the perimeter of a room on a drawing, and it's going to give us our perimeter of a room, 384 feet in real life. So when we clear, again, we see our active scale. Let's enter another scale right now so I can show you how the scales are saved, because all the scales are actually saved. So let's go with 1/8 of an inch equals a foot, which is also another common scale. So we'll go 1, numerator inch, 8, denominator inch, scale from, 1 foot, 1 foot, scale to. And we'll clear again to see that now we've got a 1/8 inch equals a foot scale. And you'll see that if we put in, I'll say 1 inch, it'll give us 8 feet. So 1 inch on the drawing, 8 feet in real life. Now, a very handy thing is all these scales are being saved. So if you go to your list button and your displays on scale, it'll give you a list of all the scales you've entered. You can enter up to 20 different scales here, and then they'll eventually start to push themselves off, so they act like a stack. You can also clear your scales, so this will clear all your scales that you have in memory. The only reason you'd really want to do this is sometimes on slower phones, if we get a whole bunch of scales in memory, a bunch of history in memory, we can end up losing a bit of performance. This is only on older phones, but there is the option here to clear them, and that'll clear all your scales. As you can see now we have no scales. And there's also a filter. This isn't so much used for scales, but you can use it more in the history list and the memory list to isolate distances, areas, volumes, and such. In the scale it doesn't really have much of a purpose. And that's how you use scales.